Hi, welcome to Bookie. Today we will unlock the book How an Economy Grows and Why It Crashes. One can make the analogy that if human society is a kebab, the economy is the stick that connects the development of the various aspects of human society. Economics holds a very critical position in our life. Everything involves economic knowledge. From the perspective of the global economy, such examples include how the national economy develops and how the 2008 economic crisis occurred. From the perspective of our personal daily lives, such examples include whether or not we choose to save or spend money, and how rising and falling prices affect us. If only a few obscure definitions pop up in your mind when you think of economics, then this book is just right for you. Today, through the stories in this book, you will understand the answers to the questions mentioned previously. The book starts with a story of a few people fishing on an island. Fishing is a basic and simple economic activity that everyone understands. As the story unfolds, islanders start to weave nets, make deposits, borrow money, and make investments. While telling the story, this book explains the economic principles behind these economic activities. It also reveals to the reader how the entire U.S. economic system works, as the story on the island serves as a metaphor. For example, the island in the story later named the Republic of Usonia corresponds to the United States. Fish correspond to the hard currency in real life, such as gold. Fish reserve notes correspond to the U.S. dollar. And fishing nets correspond to production equipment or capital. The author of the book How an Economy Grows and Why It Crashes is an advocate of the Austrian School of Economics. Using a fable set on an island, this book interprets and criticizes the Keynesian economic policies enacted by the U.S. government. Peter D. Schiff is a famous American economist and advocate of the Austrian School of Economic Thought. He is currently president of Euro-Pacific Capital. As he accurately predicted the 2008 economic crisis, Schiff is known as a seasoned Wall Street prognosticator. His views are often quoted by major news outlets. Apart from this book, Schiff is also the author of bestsellers Crash Proof, How to Profit from the Coming Economic Collapse, and The Little Book of Bull Moves in Bear Markets, How to Keep Your Portfolio Up When the Market is Down, which have been translated into many languages and published in many countries. Peter Schiff's brother Andrew J. Schiff co-authored this book. Andrew is a senior media and market consultant in the financial services industry. He is currently responsible for communication and media management for Euro-Pacific Capital. Next, through the story in the book, we will answer the following 3 questions. First, what is the root cause of economic growth? Second, should we spend or save money if we want the economy to get better? Third, which is better, inflation or deflation? These 3 questions are not only the focus of the Austrian School, but also closely relate to our lives. First of all, let's look at the first question: what is the root cause of economic growth? Before answering this question, let's talk about what the economy is. As the book says, the simplest definition of economy is the effort to maximize the availability of limited resources to meet as many human demands as possible. How should we understand these words? We know that every resource on Earth is limited, while human demands are endless. Therefore, we must find better production methods to maximize the benefits of limited resources and meet human demands as much as possible. Now that we know the author's definition of economy, let's talk about what promotes economic growth. The author tells a story. Once upon a time, there were a few people who lived on a tropical island. The people's lives were rough. They had nothing to eat except fish. Furthermore, the place was very isolated. People had neither advanced fishing technology nor fishing tools. Every morning when people woke up, the best they could do was jump into the water and grab fish with their bare hands. As this fishing technique was inefficient, each person on the island could only catch 1 fish per day. This catch could only feed 1 person per day, and thus had to continue fishing the very next day. Every day, people would wake up, fish, eat, then sleep in order to survive. The people had no savings, because there was no extra fish to lend,